All right. What's going on, guys? We got a different face in the top left corner of the screen today. It's me. I'm gonna try to host. We're gonna see how that goes. But we got the boys here. Game starting just under an hour. We got Sosa, Spin Doc, Goose. The regular cast of characters out here. Uh, let's just get it started, bro. Sosa, how you feeling today?
I'm doing all right, man. Happy to be on Paid for Play. The college sports hour that keeps on giving. Apparently Steven and S Murphy Sam have baseball plays for us too. I didn't even know college baseball was a thing.
Hey, it's a thing. It's a thing with value, bro. Don't we don't need to sleep on that.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this Saturday. Last week was really good. Obviously, Rex is. This is odd not seeing him. Would love to have him on the fucking show after sweeping last week, right? Make sure everybody watching holds this against Rex for like the next month, please. At least until the tournament start. Please, something. I
Yeah,
need I need
every comment on Daily Bread on Monday. It's just where are you at? Goose, how's it going?
Oh boy.
I I couldn't be feeling better. I got a Saturday slate where the hottest team in America, Rutgers, isn't playing, so I'm stress free. And I'm just gonna watch some hoop and not worry about it. Rutgers got their game tomorrow against Purdue. It'll be their fifth straight ranked win once they get there, and I can't wait.
Spin. What's good, my guy?
Oh man, feeling great, feeling great. It is minus 400,000 here up in Minnesota. I don't know. It's cold as shit. But I'm in my nice office. I'm ready to make people some money. And off the biggest win of the season, the Tigers get to ride again today. So you'll hear about them a little later when you get to my card. So well, let's get into it.
All right, we're gonna get it started with a big noon game. We got Illinois going to Michigan State. The line has moved from a pick 'em last night to Illinois minus 1.5. Uh, let's get it started with Goose. What are your thoughts here?
So um, I'm rocking with Illinois today. It's not wise to bet against Izzo, especially at home, especially close to March. Illinois beat Michigan State with no Curbelo or Coburn 56-55 early in the year. Um, and I just don't like Michigan State's bigs. They have some like good size at like the 3 and 4, but they're five. There's gonna be no way to guard Coburn. I just think he's gonna go off tonight, or today I should say, because it's a noon game, a 20-point game, and I think Illinois bounces back from their beatdown last time they played a team, which they played Rutgers on Wednesday, got blown out. But no, yeah, I like this Michigan State team. I just think it's a bad matchup. I think they don't have the size for Illinois. So give me I'll start with an official play. Illinois minus 1.5.
All right, Spin. You rocking with them with Illinois, or you like Izzo here?
Yeah, Illinois 100% here for me. That's fine. You put up all you want. That was a different team. So a couple of things here in addition to what Goose said. Uh, Sparty's in a slump right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lost three of their last four. Their shooting is way down. Their EFG is under 47% the last three games. And the big thing with Michigan State here is Gabe Brown is really struggling right now. Single digit points in four of the last five games. And in those games, he's shooting 20% or less and has three or less rebounds. So they need him huge today if they're going to contend. What that's done is that's left Malik Brown to pick up a lot of the slack, which scoring wise he has, but not on the defensive end and not pretty much anywhere else. This is really a rest of season defining moment for Illinois. And so if they're going to drop this one, then I could easily see them going out in the second or third round of the Big Ten tournament. The other thing here, the two last points here, is that if you look at metrical ranking over the last 3 weeks, Sparty's 52nd, Illinois 25th. That's the lowest rank that Sparty has had in pretty much all season. And the other thing is that some insider info that I found is that after the Rutgers loss, Illinois got their ass kicked in practice the rest of the week. And I'm a firm believer as a coach that how you practice is how you're going to play. And there was reportedly tons of energy. Guys were going at each other. They're ready. They're amped. Like Goose said, it's never the wisest thing in the world to bet against Izzo in the crib. But look, I can't get over Gabe Brown's struggles. I can't get over their shooting struggles. I can't get over their defensive struggles on the interior as well. So I got to go with Illinois. I would take Illinois 1.5, but then I would also sprinkle on an alternate line of like 4 or 5.
All right, so we see the background. What's got you on Michigan State tonight or today?
Trolls. That's really why, man. I just want to be different. So I'm just going against y'all. That's why I'm here today. Like I'm literally just here to pick International Opposite Day.
All right, man. Yo, so, that's a.
I'm going. That's a dog. Come on now. This is a perfect bounce back spot. You listen. Today we are going to see Izzo manipulate referees into winning this game for Michigan State. They're going to keep it close, and then at some point it's going to be a foul shooting parade. Oh no, not off a loss, but I mean. So what? If he's off a loss, he's back at the crib, man. I'm not fighting it. I'm rocking with Izzo at the crib. At the crib. This Illinois team is nah. And Spin just said season defining. Like this is a pretty season defining game. You don't want to lose 4 or 5 in conference and be one of those on the bubble teams come 3 weeks from now, right? You don't want to be those. You don't want to be in that state. You handle business at the crib. It's going to be an ugly, boring game. They can keep it close, and I like Izzo at the end because I think Izzo is going to be able to convince the referees to call enough fouls on the other team. This has nothing to do with them being like a better team. It's being at home at East Lansing. One thing I know Izzo's going to do is he's going to manipulate the fuck out of referees. I also would love a bet like how many over under 25 straight minutes that Izzo never stands in the actual coach's box.
Over for 50 units.
This dude thinks he's a player, right?
Whale play.
This dude is on the court more than most of sometimes some of his players. Like this dude is always on the court. So I'm like I said, I'm rocking with Izzo. You can call me a homer, a historian, and believing in ancient situations. Obviously, there's a reason why I cut off the hats in the picture because it's not about the players. It's about this guy. It's not about the players. It's about this fucking guy right here. And, I'm going to just roll with him at the crib. You know, but I will say this. Michigan State let me down today. It's fuck Tom Izzo. And he knows that. I think he'll come through for the people today. I think we're in good hands. I think Tom takes care of us. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'm on Michigan State money line straight up.
Yep, I'm rocking with you with Michigan State too. I think this is almost a little bit of a revenge spot. The way Illinois was able to barely catch Michigan State at home, missing a couple of guys in their first matchup. Now Michigan State at home. It's tough going against Michigan State around this time of the year because as one of the bigger guys in the college basketball space says, it's January, February, Izzo, April, May, the rest of that shit. And we're getting pretty close to Izzo's month. I think he's going to start to turn it on. Doesn't matter like what the talent level is of the team. I think he just finds a way to turn it on around now. And it's like I'm going to say in the next game, some teams are just on their revenge tour. I think Michigan State's one of them, and they get the win today.
Okay. Yeah.
So the next game is actually my team. We're looking at Xavier at UConn, also a 12:00 game. UConn's up to a 7-point favorite. The over/under still sitting around 140. Spin Doc, I'll let you go first. I'm gonna save my bias for the end.
No, that's okay. I'm with you. This is an easy UConn spot for me. UConn has one of the best shooting defenses at home. They only allow 43.5% EFG. That's actually even better in conference. Xavier's shooting has been pretty terrible on the road, 45% EFG. On the road, again, worse in conference. The other thing that UConn, I think, has a big edge in here, too, is this is especially at home. UConn has the best rebounding margin in the Big East. So you encapsulate all those things. You get a revenge game for UConn that they probably should have won the first one. And you also get a Xavier team that's in a slump. They've lost 3 of their last 4, and their only win was one that they probably should have lost anyway, I thought, to UConn at home. This to me is a UConn smack spot. I would not be surprised if UConn wins this by double digits. So I am UConn 100% here. I want no part of Xavier at any point in this game.
Goose.
I'm rocking with Xavier. Xavier is on a slump, but it's a 7-point spread. They play well as dogs. They're 4-1 against the spread as dogs. They've only been dogs 5 times. I just think they keep games close. They might not be able to finish it, but I think they should keep this one close. What I like about this game for Xavier, they are a driving team, a slashing team, and UConn, by the stats, fouls a lot. And we saw it. I guess the game was 2 weeks ago when they played. Xavier had 26 foul shots last game and against UConn, and I think they get to the line again a lot. And they'll make their foul shots. I just think they'll keep it close. I think UConn gets a nice 4-point win, but it'll be a 40-minute game. So I'm going to slide with Xavier plus the 7.
So, is there any thoughts here?
I got nothing. Xavier's looked fucking horrible the last month. Last 2 weeks, really. 2-3 weeks did look pretty bad. UConn being at home, I'm inclined to take the home team here to roll with them. I kind of share the same sentiments as Spin Doctor here, but Gerald brings up a very good point here. UConn has been awful against the spread. And you know, they are a team that has a lot of talent, but they play down to talent, and then sometimes they just have their head up their ass the whole game. So it's they're a hard team to cap for me. But if I were to lean, for me it'd be UConn or anything, or UConn or nothing, just simply because Xavier, 1, on the road, 2, the revenge spot, 3, they just haven't been playing well. And the revenge factor is probably the biggest thing here, right? I mean, for them to have lost the first time they played, like Spin Doctor just said, he didn't think that UConn would lose that game.
I didn't think they would lose the game pretty much all game.
So the talent disparity too is there as far as UConn. Like I said, the only thing that you would have to run into here that you could potentially run into is UConn just not being mentally prepared. But I think that UConn's turned that corner, much like that Memphis team I mentioned, and you guys laughed at me 2 weeks ago. But we'll get into that some other time.
They got a new recruit, the one-arm guy. Shout out to him. Oh, my bad.
Good stuff, man.
Hansel Emmanuel, that's his name.
There you go. My bad.
I'm saying, keep that quiet. I'm saying, Final Four though. Final Four. But that's all I got. I'm rocking with Shaw. I like what Spin said. I'm obviously siding with Steven, but I'm more so siding with Spin because he had the analysis. I know Steven not gonna give me no fucking analytics outside. That's my team, and we gonna win.
Okay, so what I will say for this game, I have a little bit of actual analysis here. UConn at home. What UConn likes to do at home is what I would like them to do all the time, but for some reason they just don't do it on the road. UConn has a tendency to get out and run more and get open shots at home, which is honestly something I think they should be doing a lot more because they don't really have the guys that hit tough contested shots. Like we have guys that can be good in open space, and when you don't run on the road, it's why they've lost a lot more often on the road than they have at home. And the thing is, their defense is what kind of leads to that, where like the defense gets a lot of blocks, and at least at Gamble and XL in Connecticut, they're able to outlet those and get it to guys like Andre and RJ and Tyrese in open space on a breakout. And I think as long as they keep running in this game, they'll get enough blocks to kind of cancel out whatever fouls they get. And when they're out in transition, it's gonna blow this game open a lot faster than that game that stayed close all the way till the end on the road. So I think them in transition and just playing a little faster is gonna get them the cover tonight or today.
Yeah, the one thing that I'll say just real quick about the fouls for UConn, I do agree that they do have a tendency to foul a lot, but that's on the road. Their fouls per possession, 26.6% on the road, 22.1 at home, and under 20% at home in the Big East, including last game, just 14%. So they play a lot cleaner style of defense at home in conference play. Now, will that translate with Xavier's slashing ability? See, I'm on him, so I obviously think that it will. If it doesn't, though, I 100% agree with Goose's analysis there that they do have a tendency, especially on the road, to foul a lot.
Yep. So that was that game. Next, we're going to a team that I feel like we talk about every single episode because I feel like they always got a big game on Saturdays. It's going to be Tennessee traveling to Arkansas with Arkansas as 2-point favorites at home here. Sosa, how do you feel about your guy Rick Barnes today on the road in a close spread?
Hey, man, Rick Barnes is a very good basketball coach. If he were coaching high school.
Or traveling, or AAU.
Or a travel AAU team. But he fucking stinks, bro. Like, dude fucking sucks. We keep talking about them. We faded them 7 times, and we've lost once. We lost one time because Kentucky decided to – didn't Sheboy get hurt? That doesn't even count. He wasn't even fucking playing. The point guard wasn't playing.
No. Ty was the one who got hurt.
Ty wasn't playing. Okay. So he won a game with the other team's backup point guard running the show. Rick Barnes sucks. He'll be out of Tennessee soon, hopefully. God damn. The athletic department in Tennessee just needs to just retool, right? Even though I like hype with the football program, Tennessee sports just in the shitter, bro. Jesus. I'm on Arkansas here. I think Arkansas, the better team. We've seen them compete at a higher level against better opponents. I just can't put my money on Rick on the road. And it's not anything official for me, but if I had to lean either way, it'd be Arkansas or nothing. I mean, like I said, we faded the guy 7 times. We're 6-1. I like my odds.
Actually, Steven, can you put Joseph Bach's comment back up there? The over. All right. So Joseph and everybody. So I do not like the over 139.5. I like an alternate over total here. I would go up to 145 on this one at plus money. This game's going over. 3 of the last 4 have gone over this total. Arkansas is averaging over 75 points per game in SEC home games. At home, their transition offense has just been unreal. I made the mistake of fading them against Auburn. Thankfully, I got a chance to arb out on that one and make just eke out a little bit of profit at double plus money. That's a different story. The other thing is Arkansas is 42nd in their percentage of shots in transition, and they're 60th in EFG in transition. So Tennessee in both of those areas, 185th and 171st. That's the kind of team that Tennessee can struggle against, is teams that can push the ball so effectively like Arkansas can. This is a potential letdown spot too after a massive Kentucky win for Tennessee. So the other thing is Arkansas is top 25 in home floor percentage. For those that don't know what floor percentage is, it's you take the number of possessions that you scored any points on and you divide it by the number of total possessions. So they're top 25 in that on their home floor. It's even better in SEC play. I think if you don't have the stomach to take an alternate over total, because when I checked this morning, you can get the over 145 at plus 125, maybe higher now. You can also take at minus 110 Arkansas team total over 72.5. I see this game being played somewhere close to 150. So if you want, you can take the normal over and then sprinkle whatever you want on one of the higher plus money odds. So Joseph, I'm 100% with you, almost 100% with you. on the over, but I'm not even fucking with the regular over. I'm going alt over here.
Yeah, and I like the over as well. Because like these are two great defensive teams, but it's their style of defense. They scramble each other up. There's going to be a lot of transition buckets both sides. They're great defensive teams, but they want to play fast. I see a lot of like steals, like as Spin Doc was saying, Arkansas should get a lot of easy layups in transition. But I kind of like Tennessee. I feel like I'm sipping a little Tennessee Kool-Aid, to be honest. I just like how they're playing right now. I like their defense, the way they get in transition a little better. I just think they're clicking right now, and I think I like the over, but I think Tennessee comes away victorious, which feels gross because like I am rocking with Rick Barnes, but that's where my head is. I like the over. I just think Arkansas, their lack of 3-point shooting, Tennessee will just have a little too much offense.
All right. Well, this has been a big day of head-to-heads with me and Goose. I still like Arkansas here. I like the way they've been playing. So I like the way Arkansas has been playing. I don't trust Tennessee on the road. I'm not going to trust Tennessee after a big win. Like even because they're on a 5-game win streak, but a lot of those wins are against some of the bad teams in the conference. Like I know they beat Texas A&M in that stretch. I know they beat Vandy in that stretch. They just haven't been. They haven't been consistent enough. I'm gonna go Arkansas -2 here, and then just a real quick. Anybody got thoughts on Kentucky Bama?
The point guard playing for Kentucky?
I think they've been nagging injuries. I don't know if they're gonna sit them today or not.
If you don't play, leave me alone.
I like Bama a lot better at +9. It's been steamed down to +7. I think the value's been bet a little bit out of the game. You could do a small bet on Bama is what I would think. But other than that, I am probably going to not touch this game. That's I had some thoughts about potentially going small on Bama when it was at the 9, but it got steamed down real fast. And there's actually been some reverse and there's actually been some reverse line movement on this game as well, because the public here is all over Kentucky and with the number of bets, but the line is steamed down 2 points. That's actually pretty significant for a big time SEC game like this.
Yeah, it's a weird spot here for Bama because Bama's been so bad on the road, but they've been so good against teams that are better than them. Like you kind of saw it in the Baylor game, you saw it in the Gonzaga game. Like they play up to competition, but they don't play well on the road. So it's kind of a which one do you think is going to come out more? I feel like Kentucky will still probably win the game, but I feel like it could be a spot where Alabama can at least cover.
Yeah. Do you think that they cover the 7 or?
Yeah, I think they could still cover the 7. Again, I would have been more comfortable with the 9, but let's see. Our next game on the slate was just to go in order of time. It's going to be North Texas at UAB. UAB is a 4-point favorite. Over/under is only sitting at 128. I think Spin, we'll go to you first because besides me, you're the other big mid-major guy.
Yeah, no, this is a lean for me. I lean UAB in this one. It's hard to go against North Texas right now. I can see. Let me put it this way. I think with UAB here, where what I like about them is I love their interior offense. They're 28th in near proximity field goal percentage. For those that don't know, that's basically within 5 to 7 feet. North Texas, 260th in defending, and it's actually been getting worse for all the good things that they've done. They defend the 3 and they defend mid-range 2-point shots pretty well, but I think that there's probably just a little bit too much strength inside here for UAB. What I also like with UAB is their ability to keep teams out of transition, which actually North Texas probably isn't going to get that many transition points anyway because they play at the slowest pace in the country. So I can see North Texas really trying to slow this game down, but at UAB, I think that they probably will dictate the pace a little bit. So I will take them with -4.
Yep, I'm pretty much with you there. I think if UAB wins and covers, you got to take the over here, even though the number's been getting steamed down. I said it was at 128. It's actually all the way down to 125 already. I think North Texas's defense has been so good because they've only given up more than 65 points twice all year. Mm-hmm. And both of those games, one of them they gave up 71 to Kansas. The other time they gave up 69 to Miami. Like, they've been holding teams to either very low 60s or high to mid 50s pretty much all year in conference. Even though their offense is very, very bad. The defense is kind of made up for it, but I think UAB at home can kind of carry the offensive load here. And for this game, I would kind of do a same game parlay with UAB -4 and the over 125. Because if this game doesn't go over, I don't think UAB either wins or covers.
Yeah, I agree with you there 100%. And when I look at teams that are, I wouldn't say polar opposites, but they're more opposite here, is that I tend to side with the home team in this one. And when you have a team like North Texas that is just so far on the defensive end of the spectrum, when you get a team that actually can put up some offense, even against a good defensive squad, I just don't see how I just don't see how North Texas finds enough offense to cover or win this game. I can't see it because we haven't seen it all year from them.
Yeah. Before we get to this comment, Goose or Sosa, any plays on this mid-major game?
Yeah, it's honestly crazy. We really are on opposite sides of everything. So I'm not going to make a play on this game. I love UAB. I remember like a couple weeks ago, Jordan Walker's my dude. He's a bucket, but the guy averages 19.5 points, but only 17 at home. Like, UAB's good at home, but he's a road time player. I only like backing UAB on the road. So I'm going to be off of this game because I just think I think the 4 has me a little nervous. I wish it was like a 2-point spread. Like, I like UAB to win, but like winning by a couple of possessions, I don't know. So I like UAB. I just think North Texas comes away with a cover, like a nail biter game. I just think, it all relies on Jordan Walker, who if he brings it at home, they'll be fine. But he usually just brings it on the road. He likes silencing crowds. So I'm off of this game because they're at home.
So
oh yeah, I don't got shit for this. Y'all.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to the question. Okay,
y'all do all these smaller leagues. Man, listen, I know that's where some of the money is, but I'll happily just tell whatever you drop.
All right. So UNCW game. So they have James Madison. So they have James Madison today, and UNCW still has to recover from their beat down at the hands of the Tigers. I think they do, and I think that they cover today. That the Towson UNCW score was not indicative of how big of a gap there is between those two teams. That was a game that Towson had circled for weeks. They were amped, jacked, and they provided a lot of mismatch advantages for UNCW that James Madison just does not. The biggest one is size inside, because if just real quick about UNCW, they start 5 guards. They have an unconventional rotation. They play a 5-out offense, and their offense is predicated on a lot of high ball screens to get a lot of handoffs to get the ball into the middle, penetrate and kick. So when you have a big like Towson does, you can prevent that. James Madison does not have that. James Madison is a team that is playing out the string right now. I know they won at Charleston the other day, but look, this is a team that is banned from participating in the Colonial Tournament because they're switching conferences. They have two of their top minutes getters up through November or up through December injured and out for the year. And look, they right now they're not going to any postseason play, so they're just kind of playing out the string right now. And in a spot that's a prime bounce back spot for Wilmington because they still need to win. They still need to win to keep pace to get the number 2 seed in the Colonial Tournament to get the extra day of rest and the bye. So and Hofstra's nipping at their heels. So I see them coming back in a big way here. It's a small number, which makes sense because Wilmington doesn't really blow teams out. But yeah, the three is something that I can get behind. So that's my thoughts on Wilmington and James Madison.
All right. So the next game, we're staying in the mid-majors. Probably the 2 best teams in the Missouri right now. We got Drake at Loyola Chicago. Loyola's a 7-point favorite right now. Over under sitting at 133.5. You know what? I actually haven't started one yet, so let's start one here. I like the under, and so the under 133.5. And since I like the under here, I think Drake's going to keep it closer than this. I don't like having the football number in this game. I'm gonna go with Drake +7 and under 133.5 here. Spin or Goose, and anything?
Yeah, Goose, go ahead.
Drake. I just wanted to say that. I have no plan.
I said it while I was muted.
I just wanted to be that guy.
No,
we got the Drake lookalike here, so how could you not be on that play?
No, I'll make this quick. I'm aligned on the under here. I think that at home is where Loyola does a really good job of dictating pace. And this is look, Loyola is predicated on just pure execution in the half court offense. And when you do that, when you slow a game down like that, and it's not like Drake plays at a very fast pace anyway. I mean, they're sub 200. I think that when you combine that with a good overall home defense, especially on the 2-point side, this to me seems like a game that's going to be played in the mid 120s.
Yep. Goose, anything here?
No, I got nothing. All I got is I'm looking at some like ATS stats right now. Drake is 7-17 against the spread. Loyola, Illinois is 9-13 with 2 pushes. Like both these teams haven't been profitable all year. I don't think I've bet on either of them all year, so I got nothing. I'm staying away from this one.
Sosa, I'm guessing nothing here.
Is Sister Jean gonna be at the game?
Oh,
probably.
I don't know. That's all. That's like the extent I know about Illinois Chicago is that old white lady. That's all I know about the team. Like I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, I'm thankful for the analysis. Whatever y'all said, I'm going with.
Yeah, under for me.
All right. Yeah, under here as well. And our last game that we got on here, we got my favorite home team. It's New Mexico State at Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon -1. I'll save my thoughts for the end.
They still paying Dan Marley, Steven?
What?
They still paying Dan Marley?
That's not my stuff to know.
I like how they hired him to build a program and fired him immediately. Like thanks for coming in, buddy. You fixed everything. Fuck you. Like that's exactly what they did to Dan Marley at Grand Canyon. It's fucked up, man.
Hey, man. Yo, Bryce Drew he's a really good coach. Now, but Spin, what are your thoughts on this before I get into my little rant at the end?
Oh, good God. It's Grand Canyon by 100 miles here. I take an alt line on Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon, I would take an alt line probably up to like 5 or 6. I have not been that impressed at all, to be honest with you, with New Mexico State. I frequently refer to them as the worst 21-4 team in the country, or whatever their record. It's 21-4 now, but just the worst 20-win team in the country. I said this before we went on the air. They have inflated their record just because the bottom 2/3 of the WAC is just absolute shit. You see this every single year, or a lot of years, because the bottom part of the WAC is so bad, is that you see the team that gets the automatic bid from the WAC run up their record, and they go into the tournament with like a 22-5 or whatever it is record, and then they get smacked by 15. And yeah, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum for the year about Grand Canyon at home. They have the number 1 scoring defense in the WAC. They have the number 1 defensive efficiency in the WAC. It's even better on their home floor. This one's actually pretty easy. I almost think that this line is wrong, that this line just is not set correctly. So I will take Grand Canyon all day, every day here.
Goose, anything in this game?
It was just a lean for me. This is almost like an I made it game, I feel like. So I like Grand Canyon because like they already have a pretty dope home crowd, and it's going to be like a zoo today. I just think like, huge game for them. They probably circled this on their calendar because New Mexico State is the top of the WAC. So I would think Grand Canyon wins it because I've seen some nice home magic from teams throughout the year, and that's just where I'm at.
Says the guy that's seen his favorite team win in their arena 3 times in the last fucking possession. You're hilarious. This obviously you've seen a lot. You've literally seen 3 miracle fucking finishes.
I mean that Ron Harper Euro
at the game. Oh man.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't go against Grand Canyon at the crib. The atmosphere is crazy. You know how I feel about the college atmosphere that you get at ball games is different from anywhere in sports. It's not like professional sports. They bring a different energy, and it's nonstop. Every single time the ball goes in the hoop, you get that reaction. It's crazy, and it really does affect road teams. You see, except Gonzaga. It affects everyone except them because they run at you after a make or a miss, and that's just they're just hard to beat. But in this particular matchup, Grand Canyon is obviously the side you'd have to roll with here. The home court advantage is something that I did not really want to give the respect but they show up there, man, and they're a nice little crowd of weirdos for sure.
Hey, they're the best crowd. All right. We already went over this on a Tuesday episode. They are number 1.
I give you top 3. I rethought it and I give you top 3. I ain't gonna say
all right. That's better. That's better. Hey man, when you sell out 102% of your capacity for every home game, that's number 1 for me.
That's because ain't shit in that area. Like it's like going to Oklahoma City. Like it's the only show in town.
All right. But no, I mean, we've seen it with Grand Canyon in games against other good teams at home. People loved Abilene Christian when they went to Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon came out, fucking smoked them by 27. It wasn't even a game. When Grand Canyon goes on the road, they're not the same team, but it gives them that revenge factor over teams they can hate. And when they're back at home, and that place is loud because that place gets real loud. I think Grand Canyon not only wins, this would be like Spin Dog said with the alt line. I would almost do them up to like -8, where I think they come in and they win this game by double digits at home. But no, it's Grand Canyon for me all day. Hey, Sosa the soccer Smith out here. Big plays in
I'm
the
a
chat.
fan, dog. I'm sorry. They just scored, went up 3-1. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. We got the live plus money. We got the live plus money. Money line in the Diamond Club. So yeah, I'm hyped. Obviously, it's not too often you get plus money for Liverpool in a Premiership game in the second half, especially against Burnley. Sorry, I know this has nothing to do with college basketball, but I figured I'd just sharing my elation. Forgive me.
But so just a couple games I saw in the chat that we didn't get to before we go to our full cards. The Davidson, I want to say they're playing St. Louis game. Davidson's minus 2.5. Anybody got thoughts there?
Dean Davidson, probably not going to play it. St. Louis has looked very uneven recently. It's hard for me to back them right now. But I think talent-wise, these two teams probably match up pretty well. So a lean on Davidson. This might be one that I would probably look to play live if you're going to do anything.
All right.
We're gonna touch on any of these. We're gonna touch on that Kentucky game at all.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people are interested for sure. Like if y'all got any thoughts on Alabama, Kentucky. Also, be sure to.
I thought we hit that already.
We just talked about. We really just kind of. I just wanted to know if the point guard was playing because obviously that's the huge mitigating factor in me picking them.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
So it's just that. Any other matchups that that anyone watching wants to get some insight on before we get into our final cards for a couple minutes, we can do that.
I saw West Virginia, Kansas. That game?
West Virginia's in the worst state they've been in close to a decade. 14-11. Program's not looking great. They just need to get another recruiting class in. It doesn't look like they have a pro player on the starting roster right now. Although they might, I just can't figure out who it would be. I love Huggins. I actually am inclined to take them with the points at the crib today, being that this spread should be like 11. I don't know how the fuck they got at 5. I don't know how the fuck they got 5. So I would probably be on like a West Virginia first half kind of situation here.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I really wouldn't. I couldn't. It'd be very tough for me to not do any of you understand why the line's only 5? Do you understand, Spin Doctor? Like, shouldn't this be like a double-digit spread?
I think that it's just giving a lot of deference here to the home court, like a lot. That would be my only guess.
Right. I mean, this West Virginia team has not been impressive, and we're going to dog them, and they'll probably win tonight. I'm just gonna say, like, if the line's only 5, like if you're gonna bet it, I would look for West Virginia first half, get a lot of energy from your home crowd, like Spin Doctor just stated. Like that's probably why the line is so short. And that would be the only way that I would lean is go after a West Virginia first half spread or maybe a first half money line at colossal plus money. I'm probably like 160, 170, some shit like that. But that would be my way of looking at it. I don't think I would be too. I would be scared to take them full game just because this Kansas team is better, have better athletes, better shooting.
Yeah, Jur Silky Man said it in the chat. I 100% agree. That Morgantown is just a really hard place to play. It's loud. The fans are obnoxious. They're right there next to the court. It's a tough place to go in and just blow a team out. And, the one thing that I will say about Huggins is that even for his worst teams, at home in big conference games, he always has them up to play. So I can see this being almost like the old school press Virginia, where they're just basically daring the officials, like, how many fouls are you going to call, right? Like we don't care if this game takes 3.5 hours. Is that how many fouls are you going to call on us? And just bump and body and grind the shit out of this game, because that's the only way that they have a chance against Kansas here. So I say that too, just because I do think that Kansas is a little bit more of a finesse team than like just a brute force team. So I can see them just trying to get into this low scoring, grinded out rock fight. And that's probably where the books went with the line as well. But I mean, as far as who the better team is, I mean, my God, it's Kansas by 100 miles. We won't talk about the coaches because y'all know my thoughts on the visiting coach tonight. So we'll move on.
Yeah. So just two more real quick before we get into our cards. Wake Forest -5.5 at home against Notre Dame. I personally am leaning a little bit towards Notre Dame because Wake Forest kind of just fucks around and leaves games close way too long. Like they're either pulling away at the end or they're trying to make a crazy comeback at the end. I think Notre Dame's been a little too hot right now, and I'm seeing too much value with them on the money line with this spread being at 5.5. I would kind of lean towards Notre Dame outright.
Wake is 8-2 against the spread the last 10. That's all I know. I don't really know too much about these teams.
Yeah, and I think the two losses, they got clapped by better teams. I think both the losses.
Yeah, they made that Duke game real close, but that wasn't a game for about 37 minutes of game time.
Right, but they were still in it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with me in this matchup. Both teams are bad. I think we're getting to the point of the year where betting on matchups like this you need a pair of titanium balls to do it. So if you want to, cool. I have nothing. I can't bet on either of these teams. There's been no consistency from either program whatsoever. I love Mike Bray, but this Notre Dame team is about as Jekyll and Hyde as you're going to get. They're going to play great at the crib like they did at the beginning of the year, and then they'll go on the road and lay numerous eggs. This is a be cautious spot if you're gambling on this game because it could go either way. I honestly believe that. I could see Notre Dame taking this to the very end and it being like a 78-76 game, or I could see Wake Forest beating them by 20. So this one's too tough for me to make a direct pick of any kind.
Yeah.
I lean.
And
no, go ahead.
So last one, unless you got something on this game, the last one I was going to go to was the San Diego State -2 on the road over Fresno State.
We're not talking about Texas Tech. No time for that. No, Mr. No,
I mean,
Mr.
if you
Chris
want to,
Beard.
if you want to, yeah, go ahead to that real quick.
Chris Beard going into go at home with his former school, and they're coming to town to Austin, right? 4-point spread. I mean, is this this should be a smash spot for Texas, right?
Well,
yeah, you would think,
right?
If you believe in the revenge spot, because when he was in Lubbock, oh man, did they give him shit. Man, he was public enemy number 1 in Lubbock.
Hey, y'all know how I know y'all tune in Daily Bread, but the way I feel about Chris Beard is next level. I have I have love for Chris Beard. I think
they did him dirty in Lubbock. The man brought you to a fucking Final Four, you assholes.
Listen. It's a what have you done? It's not even a what have you done for me lately world. It's a what have you done for me today world. Yeah. Okay. So it's messy because they would have preferred for him not to leave the building. I mean, we're talking about. I think he's the best coach in college right now. I really do. I mean, as far as defensive principles and getting kids to buy in, he's the best at it right now. Greg Marshall had his little run at Wichita doing the same thing, and he fucked up not taking a bigger job. That's where he really fucked up. Mm-hmm. Now he'll never get another big job ever. So I like I said, I like Chris Beard. I'm gonna put the ticket in now. The game's in about 40 minutes. I'm on Texas to cover the 4. I just think that his team comes out motivated. I think it's a short line, and I mean when you're playing against a program that you know everything about. I think this is one of those spots where, yeah, but it's Chris Beard against his former team, his former school. He knows what they made. He knows how they made him feel. And I think this one's personal. I think it's a smack spot for Texas. That's just my personal feeling.
Yeah, no, I can see, and this is one of those, there's really no analytics behind it. This is just one of those angles that you just have to know college sports in that the kids at Texas really do love playing for the guy. I mean, everybody that's playing Chris Beard loves playing for the guy. And so if you believe that, which I do, and like they all heard how he got treated in Lubbock, they're going to want to go out and especially on an in-state rival, on number one in-state rival, they are going to want to go out and just absolutely bitch slap the Red Raiders back.
All right.
I got something on this game, and of course I'm on the opposite side. I think there's gonna be a lot of red in the building today. I was reading something that Lubbock basically crashed the ticket website for this game. I think they're gonna travel well. This game is just so personal for all of Texas Tech and all their alum. I know it's at Texas. I just think the 4-point spread, I want to be with the Red Raiders.
Well, go be with them then.
I will be. That's going to be on the card.
All right.
And I just think, the Texas Tech defense. I know Texas has a great defense too, but this Texas Tech defense, they got so many swing men from like 6'6" to 6'8". I just think they're going to be too much for the Longhorns.
And you know what? I'm a DM you for the wager as soon as this shit's over. So let's get to our card. Let's run it. Let's run it up with so whoever wants. I don't know who wants to go first. I'll go first. All right. All right. I'm about to tell y'all. West Virginia first half money line plus 140. Ohio State first half spread minus 2.5 minus 120. This play is completely contingent on if the point guard is playing for Kentucky. If the point guard for Kentucky is not playing, Alabama first half money line plus 170. Texas minus 3.5 minus 114. That's why I wanted to really talk about the shit. Because those are my official plays. Those are the teams I'm actually rolling with and who I've actually gambled on. I like Ohio State in the Iowa matchup. First half, I think they come out. They take it to them. Iowa State's a second half. Iowa is a second half team anyway. I'm going for the quick fast money today, guys. So if you're pussy, don't even bother. We're going for the quick fast bread today. 3 first halves, Texas full game, and I'm gonna say it back one more time for you guys if you didn't catch it. Alabama, this is contingent on Ty Washington not playing. Plus 170 first half money line. Ohio State first half minus 2.5 and minus 120 against Iowa at home. West Virginia first half money line plus 140 against Kansas at West Virginia. And then Texas minus 3.5. The line's dropped to 3.5 now at minus 114. And those are the 4 plays.
All right.
Goose, what do you got for your card?
I'm going to start off with Illinois minus 1.5. Xavier, which we touched upon, I'm going to rock with them plus 7. Texas Tech, I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to take them plus 3.5. Ohio State, I'm with Sosa there. I'm going full game. Ohio State minus 5. Davidson, I like them today, minus 2.5. And I'm going to close it out with Tennessee plus 2 when they play Arkansas.
All
right. Let's see. Spin. What do you got?
Well, the first one I was going to give out, I already talked about because it was Wilmington. UNC Wilmington minus 3. Big bounce back spot for them. And speaking of minus 3s, come on. Okay, I know they had a big win. There's no letdown here. This team is playing for the number 1 seed in the Colonial Tournament. This is a 1,000 spot all the way for me. It's at 3.5 right now. They're at Charleston. Far superior team. They have the defense to neutralize Charleston's ability to run. 1,003.5. I would strongly consider first half and full game. And 1,000 team total over. So you can mix those up however you want. but I am all over Towson. I think they absolutely steamroll until the Colonial Tournament. Next one is from my other conference, the MAC. Going to go Niagara with a minus 1.5 or -2, depending on what you get it at, against Canisius. Canisius is a really, really, really bad team. We'll leave it at that. And then speaking of teams in a bounce back spot playing a bad team, I'm going to go with Oral Roberts. I know they failed me the other night badly when I gave them on spaces, but we'll give them out now at -11. So in addition to every other one for the main games we talked about. That's mine.
All right. So I guess that just leaves me. I'm going with Michigan State money line. The line is still moving in Illinois' favor. Now it's up to Illinois -2.5. And also be on Michigan State money line. I'm on Furman -6 over Wofford, I believe. Yes. I'm on Auburn -5 over Florida. I'm on Arkansas -2 over Tennessee. I love Jose gave this out as one, or well, I liked it. I asked him about it yesterday. He said he liked it too. UNLV money line again over Colorado State, and I think it's another big spot for UNLV's guards. They're starting to play better. They're back at home. I like UNLV money line. I like Boise State -3.5 over Utah State. Grand Canyon -2 over New Mexico State. Norfolk State -2 over Coppin State. Norfolk State starting 5 is elite. And as long as those guys are playing well, they should run them. And then St. Mary's over a BYU team that's been sliding. So St. Mary's -6 over BYU without those big men. I think St. Mary's rolls them late tonight. And that's my whole card. I think everybody's got all their stuff out of the way. And look at that. We came up perfect timing. Going to get you guys out of here just in time for the 12 o'clock games. If anybody's got anything to say before we head out, go ahead. But I'll see you later.
Just in time to watch Illinois smack.
Listen, Jake, it's not what you know. It's what you can prove.
That's deep.
Yep. But I forgot, man. Rex does this all the time, bro. Follow Wise Guys Diamond Club. Follow Sosa. Follow Spin. Follow Paid for Play. Give us a like. Give us a sub on the video. And we'll see you later.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.